So we completed lesson 11, the first part of our platform game that tested gravity. And now we're going to go on to lesson 12, proof of concept testing, jumping and climbing. So we're just going to extend our platform game. And we have the reading materials. So you go through and read this about jumping. We answer our questions from the reading material. We do a little math here, example, and then we begin. So we're going to open our gravity game and then change the name to jumping. So let's go ahead and do that. So here is our platform game. So file, save as, and instead of platform, we're going to call it jumping. So I have, or you, that's my name. You should put your name and then platform POC jumping and save it. So this is going to be our lesson 12. And the first thing we want to do is open the object properties for the pineapple avatar. And we want to drag the speed, vertical, and an event for spacebar. Spacebar pressing event. So we open our pineapple, add event, key press, spacebar, and we want our vertical speed, and we're going to have -5, and then hit OK, self -5. And then we're going to run the game and test it. This is going to be our spacebar when we press the spacebar. So -5, and then hit OK. Hit OK. Run the game. Oh, this was left over from lesson 11. So when I press it, I can keep jumping up. Jump, jump. So every time I press the space bar, jump, jump, jump. Jump, 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 jump. You can see I move all over the place. So that's a nice jump, but we don't want to be able to just jump up and float. So we have that. So that's what we have here. All right, tests. Everything seems, but by spacebar touches a platform, the jump occurs even if it's not standing on. We'll fix this in the next section. So, midair, since this qualifier. We're gonna add this start block, end block, and check for collisions. Drag the start block from the control tab, top of the actions column. We're still in our pineapple. Spacebar. We're gonna control tab, start block. Drag the end block from the control tab and drop it at the bottom of the actions column. Jumping action should be in a block. Drag the check collision button from the control tab and drop it at the top of the actions column above the block of code. Right? Check collisions. Then we have self, enter 0 and 1 for Y, and check the relative box. Leave the not checkbox unchecked, and then hit OK, save the actions. So check for collisions right here. Relative, we leave that. Zero, so self, 0, 1. Oh, displayed in figure 12-4. It's 12-3, 12-4. All right, so here's our check collision. Self, only solids, relative, and OK. So that's what we're going to have there. All right, and then we have the negative vertical speed in our blocks. Okay. Drag this down there and close it up. And then hit OK. And then file, save. Then we play the room. All right. So here we go. Jump. It only works if we're touching we're here in this area. So even though I'm hitting it, I can only jump if I'm in the platform. I can't jump more than once. All right? So that fixes that. All right. Select the step event to show the association actions. Drag a test variable button from the control and drop it at the bottom of the actions. So we'll get the step event. Object pineapple, step event, here it is. And we have all this from lesson 11. And we do a test variable, and it'll look like this. V speed 12 larger than All right, so here we have for this. Click the self radio button. Enter V speed and variable. Make sure it's correctly spelled. All right, this is a built-in variable for the vertical speed. So make sure you spell that correctly. And capitals matter, so all lowercase. Enter 12 in the value and click the operation larger than, and then click OK. Click OK. And then you could test the game. Make sure it works. Vertical speed to 12. Okay. Test variable. Test variable. Put that right on the bottom. Self button. V speed. All lowercase. 12 and larger than. And we don't have that done, so then we hit OK. We hit OK. File, save. Test our game. All right, right, left. So there you go. Doesn't really look much difference, but it fixes glitches. All right, so we have that done. We saved our work. Climbing. All right, another major gameplay. We have to create a new sprite called the Sprite Ladder. In the sprite properties, we're going to edit and make custom sprite of a ladder. We're going to make this ourselves. Click New Sprite. we have the height is 32, 64 in the height, 32 in the width, 64, then OK. Double click on the blank thumbnail of the sprite editor, open it up, zoom in, and then we're going to draw this thing here. All right, so let's go ahead. Click create a sprite, and we're going to call this capital SPR SPR underscore ladder. In the sprite properties, click on edit sprite button, and in the sprite editor, create new sprite. Edit sprite, create a new sprite, and we want the height and width 32 and the height 64. So 32 for the width, 64. Then hit OK. All right, so here we have it. Double click the blank thumbnail in the sprite editor to open the image editor. Double click. So now we have the image editor. We can make this larger. So we want to make it as big as we want to draw, because we're going to draw this. Left click on the dark gray color swatch to change the left color setting. Click draw a line. We want this to be equal spaced. Here's the draw a line tool. Here's our colors left and right. What's it telling us to do? Left click on the dark gray color swatch to change the left color setting. We can make it any color we want. Left click the dark color swatch to change the left color setting. So what color do we want to make us ladder? I like dark purple. Dark purple looks good. You can pick any color you want. All right. Click the draw line button. Use the checkerboard pattern as a guide to draw a line on the side. Leave a space of 1 block from the checker on each edge to make the block. Draw a bottom ladder, make it 1 block thick. Draw bottom rung. All right, so now we're just using the draw line tool, and we want to have it all the way across, and then we want to leave a space of blocks on both sides, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, it could be anything you want. You just want equal spaces. So this one's 8 squares. So let's go ahead and draw this now. So we have the draw line tool, and you can, there's different things we can do. We're going to all right. So let's see. What do we got? Our eraser. What is this? Erase. All right. So I get to erase those pieces. All right. Draw line tool. So I can click here and do it up. And then click here. And then go down. And then click here. Drag it up. Click here. Drag it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do that across. across, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, do it all the way to the top. So 1, 1, 2, 3. Is that what I get? 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then just put those squares in there like that. And that should do it. So let's see what else we have here. All right, draw a line. 3 rungs. Click on the green check mark button to save the image. Click on the green check mark to close. Click OK for close, and then we create a new object. So there we go. So let's do OK, OK, OK. It's all done. Now we create an object, Sprite Ladder, and we're going to call this the boop, boop, boop. Object ladder. All right, and set the object to visible but not solid, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So we want it to be visible but not solid. We're going to call this obj underscore ladder. Make sure that we have that correct. There you go, just like that. And then we're going to open the room properties. On the objects tab, delete underlying checkbox, allow ladder to overlap the platforms for each other. And you see that? Look, we don't want the ladder to go through these platforms. Ladder cannot overlap the other platforms. So you want it to be alongside of it, but you don't want it to. And then another hint I'm going to say is go a little bit higher than the platforms. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Where are we at? Right here. Okay, that's it. Here's our room. And bring this up here. Pull this down so we have our room. And then we're going to do a ladder. Oh, object ladder is right there. So let's go with right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so that's what I'm talking about, a little bit higher. We can adjust this. This isn't important. We can adjust it so that it looks better, but that's not really important. So what we want to do is we want to have a space so that, let's do this and this. So see, I can have it, I can put it real nice so that it's all one unit, or I can put it off to the side. But this is what I'm saying, is put a little bit above, because when your guy comes up, then you can drop down on the platform that's next to it. All right? There and there. So now we can get all the way up there if we want. We could do this. I don't know. We don't have to do that. Let's see. I'm going to edit and do delete. So you get to work with these things. We can delete this one. Delete. Delete. So now that we know how to do it, we can do a better job. There. Look how nice that is. So there you go. We got our ladders, and they're lined up real nice. And if we want to add platforms, oops, we can put a platform right there. That's fine. All right, so change that. File, save. All right, so we got that all put in. See, you could get to walk past the ladder. Yeah, it can. We can do that. Open the object. So now we want to, in the step, we want to make the depth -1 in our step. All right, so it'll move everything in front of all the layers, okay? So you might have noticed that, well, let's do this. All right, so depth -1. Let's just leave this. And then let's test our game. So the ladders they're not solid, so you just drop right through them, right? And our pineapple's in front of it anyways, but if your pineapple was behind the ladders, then what we'll do is what I just showed you, and it says in here, is you go on pineapple and you make this -1 and then hit OK. And that'll make sure that the pineapple's in front of the ladder. All right, so climbing up and down. All right, so we're going to open our pineapple and we're going to put actions that allows it to climb up and down the ladders so it can get up and down the board. So we're open our pineapple and we're going to get a keyboard pressing the up arrow key. Pineapple, add event, key press, up. And what we're going to do is we're going to do basically the same thing we had here. So let's go ahead and copy that and then come up here and paste it. All right, so let's take a look at what we got here. We have a check object, right? This is our oh, that's checked empty. Oh, I guess we got something different here. Let's see. Here we go. Check object. Start, check empty, jump to position, end. All right, so we're going to start with the check object. Then we have the check empty. So we're going to move a couple things around we have in here. All right, so put that up there. This is our check object. Put that there. All right, so we're looking for the object ladder. And let's see, self, relative, 0, 0. So we have here check object, drop in the actions column, display self radio, enter 0 for X and Y, click relative, hit OK, and then start our block of code. So, OK, relative, hit OK. We have that. So we have our starter code, and then we're going to put our start block, check empty, jump to position, and we want to do it so that at 4 pixels above if it goes upwards. So that would be, we click on this. This was the X position, so X is 0, and we want above is -4, and we keep everything the same. And then we jump to position. X is 0, Y is -4, relative, okay. So we have that for the press up. And now we're going to do the same code for the press down. So let's go ahead, click, 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 copy, add event, key press down, and paste everything in there. So this is all the same. And then this will be 4 for down, 4, relative, okay. And this will be 4 for down, 4. Okay. All right, so we have our press spacebar, and we wanted it to jump upwards, so we had a -5 there to jump upwards, -5. We have our left, and our left is -4 to the left, and we have it jumping -4 to the left, and then we have a right. Our right is x4 to the right, and we have it jumping 4 to the right, relative, right? And then spacebar, we have jump, and then we press upwards, and we're going -4 is upwards, just like we did for the jump, and it moves -4. Okay, so we have that in there. All right, so we have all of these put in here. Down the ladder, down. Test play the game. If the object properties objects select steps. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, file, save, test game. Let's see if this works. There's more code, so we might have to move things around. All right, so there's left, there's right, there's jump up, jump, 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 we fall, and it doesn't go up the ladder. It doesn't stop on the ladder at all. All right, so there's more to it. So we have to select the step event. So it was working that it would go up on just 4 spots when you were on the ladder. But because the gravity was still on, it would bring you right back down. So we have in the object properties, select the step event and drag a check object button from the control tab. And then what we have to do is we have to check the relative box of that, select the ladder, 0 for X and Y. And then we have a start block code. And then we set gravity to 0. And then we add action vertical speed of 0. And then we close, and then we test, and then we save the work. And it should work. So let's do this. All right, so object pineapple, step event. So here's the step event right here. And we want the check object. So we drag that right down to the bottom. What we want to check is for the object ladder. We want to check relative. So check object, self, object, select the ladder, and then enter 0, 0, and then check relative checkbox. So there we go. Self, object ladder, 0, 0, relative, and then hit OK. All right, so then we have that. So now we're going to start the code, start a block of code. We're going to set gravity, and that's going to be 0, 0. We hit OK. And then we're going to do vertical speed. We want that to be 0 for self. Hit OK. And then we go back and we have our end of block code. So we have all that. We hit OK. We hit file, save, and then we test the game. Let's see if this works now. All right, so there's a pineapple to the right, there's to the left, jump, and then when we go on the ladder, well, it's still not working. Let's see. Maybe we could do this. Let's see if this happens. Let's go back, object. Let's drag this variable down to the bottom. All right, all the way down to the bottom, hit OK, hit all right, let's try this now. There you go. So we can go down the ladder. Every time you push the key, you go down 4. When you go up 4. You fall. You can go all the way down. All right, there you go. And then you click to go up the ladder. Click, 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 click. And you're moving up the ladder. Up, 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 up. Every time. We could change that number. You want to go up faster. We can come in here. And we hit our up. And we could jump to position. We could do 8. And we can do the same thing here. 8. And then we could hit OK. File, save, test the game. So you could change all these specific numbers for jumping. You want it to jump higher, right? So that's 5 right there. Jump. That's 5. That's there. So this is 8 up, 8 down. You can make it go faster or slower by changing the numbers. So this way we get up faster. So it's only when I press the key that it goes up. Doesn't stay relative. Yeah, press the key in when you do the press key. All right, so there's that. Okay, so we saved it. All right, backgrounds. You have now finished the test needed to prove the concept. We should put a new background in. All right, so enter background clouds. Click on load background button to load the file clouds ping from GameMaker folders. All right, foreground image. So we could put clouds in there. And let's go ahead and take a look at that. So we're in our teams for video game design, files, and workbook resources. Oh, backgrounds. Let's go back to backgrounds. Let's see what those backgrounds are. Well, let's see. Maybe it's in the platform. Let's go down. We're looking for clouds. A, B. There should be more. All right. Here we go. ABC. Clouds ping. So we got a lot of things here. We're going to look in the backgrounds. Backgrounds. And here we go, cloud pings. So we can we go ahead and copy this. Download it. There it is. Copy. And then we're going to a documents, and this is the platform game. Paste. All right, so there's the clouds background. It's a bunch of clouds. So click the load background, and then we're going to get the cloud background. Create a background. What do we want to name it? I think we want to name it BCK_clouds. BCK_ clouds. Capital C. So remember, you can name it anything you want, but if we end up using code in this tutorials, then we want to make sure we give it the correct name. All right, so let's load our background. It went all to these wonderful backgrounds. So So what I want to go to is documents, and there's my clouds, and it opened. And there it is, clouds. Let's see what we have here. All right, so load background, GameMaker, click OK, background, open the room property, and the backgrounds, it says no background, add clouds. So, okay, then we go to the room, and then it says backgrounds, and we have made this blue already, and here we're going to say clouds. So you see all those clouds there, you know, okay, that's nice. You can say okay and leave it there, but we could see a nicer background too. So you got that there. Let's just file save, and let's take a look at what the game looks like. So this is what it looks like. This is technically, you're done. You can submit it, put your name on it, the way we had it already. But I think you should find a better background than these clouds. I think we could do something better. So let's take a second and see what kind of, so, oops, go to Google, we want images, let's look at Mario. Mario game background. Let's just take a look at some images here. Ooh, this is what it looks like, huh? Ooh, that one's kind of nice. This one's nice too. Oh, yeah. I like that one. All right, so save image as. We have our documents, and then I have the platform game. Oh, it says a web file. Cancel. We don't want that. We want to make sure we have an actual image. All right, so I'm just using an example. All right, so let's go to documents. What do we have here? Platform game 11. Let's call this Mario background. All right, so there it is, Mario background. Like I said, I'm just using this example. We don't have to have all that stuff in there. And then I go back to the game, and I say I want to have a background, and I want to load a background, and I want the Mario background, and we'll call it BCK_Mario, and hit OK, and then we go to our room, and then we go backgrounds, and we click on background Mario. Oh, look at that. Looks so much nicer. We hit OK. File. Save. All right, so here's our game. Obviously, I could have found a better picture than this, but I like this picture anyways. It looks better than the one we had. I'm pretty sure it's really good. We could also make our own background images. All right, so our pineapple goes up and down and jumps and goes all around, and that is it. All right, so I will find a better background, but you find your own background. Don't just use the one that's in the game. Use your own, make it unique, and I will show you how to submit it now. All right, we'll get rid of this, And get rid of that. Get rid of that. And we have file save. We have file create executable. All right, we want this in our documents for the platform game. And we already had this one's jumping. So you have your name, platform PLC jumping, and hit save. And it's creating it. And then we come to our folders, and we're looking for climbing and jumping. And you can see some people put their games in there. So let's upload our game. Files. We want the jumping. Open. So here we go. This is ours right here, and we could take a look at somebody else's game. See how their game is, how it plays. Goes up, and it goes up a lot smoother. His goes up a lot smoother. So he must have played with that right there. All right, so this is a great game. All right, so go ahead and make your game and submit it so you get graded. And make sure you answer all the questions. Then you come down here and you answer all these questions about your game. And then you're done.